We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is how
It's the OD and the AM with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
I think somebody asked a question yesterday. Will any running back sign this week? Is that you? Kareem Hunt was the first one that came to mind. He ain't the first one that signs, though. You got running backs sign and realize, all right, that's what I'm worth. That's what I'm going to get. That's what they're paying. Let me go get it and let me get to work. And you got two big names that signed in places that make it very interesting as of yesterday. What up? Merry Tuesday to you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. AM 670 Sports Animal, the 15th of the month, halfway through August, crawling up on football season quicker and quicker and quicker every day. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, and DC. How we living?
What it do?
All right today?
Oh, I'm doing great. I those running backs, it felt like hours after we got out and suddenly everything started happening. So it's always fun.
So the big one to me is Dalvin Cook. You guys feel the same way?
Yes, I do.
Because with Breece Hall injured and Dalvin Cook, I think, still on the back end of his prime, I think you've got an opportunity there for him to make a difference. And I probably told you this, what I think, a while back. I think he is a difference maker. And now you're going to give Aaron Rodgers that, a guy who's been to 4 straight Pro Bowls, a guy who can be a workhorse but may not have to be a workhorse, that goes over there and gets himself up to $8.6 million, is 28 years old. Aaron Rodgers, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, Alan Lazard. I mean, go on and on. They're pretty good. We talk about how good they are defensively. Jets are really good, and to me, that's a difference maker, and that may make them better than the Miami Dolphins.
Better than the Dolphins?
Might make them better than the Dolphins. I don't think they're better than the Bills.
So you still have Buffalo?
I do. I think Buffalo still is better, but I think that might push them to be the second best team in that division, which I think is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a very big deal because you're trying to get that top wild card spot, put yourself in the best position possible, and especially in the AFC, you're sitting there looking at the North going, well, there's 4 teams that could make it, even if...
There's many teams who can make it in the AFC.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You go down and you get to a point, is there 4 or 5 that you don't believe are playoff teams?
Like when you start off, literally start off with the AFC, and how many teams do you going into the season right now say, yeah, they're not a playoff team? There's literally out of the 16 of them, there's 3, maybe 4 teams that I say, yeah, they're not going to be in the playoffs, right? Out of 16, and only 7 will get in. So you eliminate 3 or 4, you're down to 12 or 13 for 7 spots, right? I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I feel right now I don't think Indianapolis, Houston, or the Raiders, and quite honestly, maybe the Broncos are a playoff team. And after that, you can make a case for almost everybody else. Well, not almost. You can make a case for everybody else, including New England.
Yeah, the easiest way to talk about the AFC is who you don't think is a playoff team.
Did I miss somebody there? I mean, do you guys literally, as we start the season, there's 16 teams in the AFC, right? There's 7 playoff spots. Do you agree that there's 3 and maybe 4 that won't get in, and everybody else has a real chance, or do you feel differently?
I agree with that. It's easier to put those teams on the outside as opposed to think is going to be on the inside, because I do believe that those other teams are playoff teams, because I look at Tennessee and I think they can still nip at the heels of Jacksonville to win that division. That makes them a playoff team in that case. And then the depth of the other divisions in the AFC.
Well, here's the other reason Tennessee might be able to. Okay, if you figure they're going to beat up on Houston, Indianapolis, and get 4 wins there, and that, look, nothing's a guarantee, but they should. Like is Tennessee any different than, I don't know, Pittsburgh, New England, some of those teams that you consider potential playoff teams? Even maybe not as good as the Chargers, but the Chargers, the damn Chargers.
They're always going to find a way at the end.
I think it's a big move. What do you guys think he does for the Jets?
It allows Breece Hall to get fully healthy before putting him back in. Now, I think the biggest impact this has is if you're a Breece Hall fantasy manager, all of a sudden that running share that you're expecting from him probably goes down, because they're going to be committed. That's a 50-50 backfield. Breece Hall was fantastic last year, but coming off the knee, the right thing to do is give him the time to work back in. You know you have a running back that you can trust in Dalvin Cook to eat up a bunch of carries early in the season. And you have to have multiple options at running back.
Robert Saleh, the head coach of the Jets, quote, obviously you don't want to say no to a great player, end quote. He was talking about Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook has been really, really good. You can decide if you think he's great, but he's been really, really good in this league. Now, as far as Breece Hall, they've been optimistic, have the Jets, that he will be ready for week 1 against the Bills, but he's still on the PUP list, of player unable to perform list. Is that what PUP is? PUP, player unable to perform. So time's getting tight, right? Robert Saleh said he liked Zonovan Knight and Michael Carter, and I'm sure he does. But now he's got Dalvin Cook. Now, Cook won't practice for another week. He's got a shoulder injury. He had shoulder surgery back in February. So he's about a week away, right? He is delayed in getting to New York because he's going to become a father, first-time father. So they're having a child. But that's a high-profile dude, man. And one of the most prolific runners in this league for the last 3, 4, 5 years. He's averaged 111 scrimmage yards per game, second only to Derrick Henry. I think he's still good. I think this is a big move. I think we saw this coming. I think this is a big move for the Jets. I really do.
And it's more veteran players for the offense. You know, Aaron Rodgers loves his veterans. He's going to click with Dalvin Cook. It's going to mesh pretty well, and it's going to allow their young star running back time to get his feet back under him.
All right, the other one is Ezekiel Elliott, and there were whispers that he might end up back in Dallas. He is going to New England. He'll put on number 15, the number he wore at Ohio State, and he will be a New England Patriot. Agreed to terms at a 1-year deal, and he's got a base salary of $1 million, a signing bonus of $1 million. He could earn up to $6 million in incentives. Spent the first, it feels like way more than 7 years, doesn't it, that Ezekiel Elliott's been a Dallas Cowboy? When I read only 7 years, it feels like, well, I mean, it makes sense. He's still a relatively young man, but he's been there. I mean, gosh, it sure felt like more than 7, didn't it?
Yeah, as you said that, I was wanting to look it up because I thought that doesn't sound right, but no, it's right on. It feels like he's been there 10 years. Though.
Yeah, no, I mean, when I first saw it, I'm like, wait, that can't be right. Ramondre Stevenson will still be the number 1 back. He'll be the workhorse in New England. But they have, I mean, think about it. They always, Bill Belichick, when Josh McDaniels was running the offense, now it's Bill O'Brien, right? They've always split the workload between running backs. There's never been one dude there. Who's the most prolific running back you can remember with Tom Brady?
With Tom Brady, the most prolific running back.
It's hard, right?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
You think of what they've done. James White on third down.
James White's my guy that feels like he's been there forever, but he was a third down back.
They'd always split the carries. Yeah. And for the thing with Ezekiel Elliott, last year, career low rushing yards, 876 yards on the season. He scored 12 touchdowns. Still can be a valuable red zone back. Very good pass blocker. He is a smart football player that's going to fit in well in New England.
So I think it's nice for them. If you drafted Ramondre Stevenson in your draft on Saturday, you probably took a little hit because I think Zeke will probably steal some goal line stuff from him. Don't you think?
Could vulture a few touchdowns.
Yeah, I think that's where that comes in. And then the other one yesterday, the big signing wasn't a running back, but it's a guy who's going to open some holes for running backs. And Cowboy fan, this is a big deal for you. The Zach Martin holdout is over, and this is, if you don't get football, if you only play fantasy football, you don't get it as much, right? Zach Martin's not a name that's on your roster. If you played football or you understand football, you get how big the right guard is, and especially somebody of his status. Martin signed a deal that will guarantee him up to $36 million over the next 2 seasons, up from $27.5 million that he was set to earn in 2023 and 24. So both those years are guaranteed. So they reworked the deal, and he's coming back. He was fined $50,000 a day. They're good. It feels like everybody gave a little, nobody gave a lot, and they got it done. They were going to get this done. He wasn't going to sit out. Jerry wasn't going to break the bank on this. He made it very clear. I think Zach Martin understood that he had gotten paid once before. He had gotten a bunch of money up front once before. He just wanted to be brought up to where he thought was respectable. It feels like they all win here. They can all move on. But this is a big piece to get him back and protect Dak and to open holes for Tony Pollard.
That's your best offensive lineman, which
Right.
helps solidify the line. They have still questions at left tackle. You have an aging left tackle on the Cowboys' offensive line. But when you're able to get your best player in there, it helps solidify things across the board. Get 2 years of guaranteed money. Martin's happy. He can most likely finish his career as a Dallas Cowboy, and that's the most important piece. It's not on the out, Brandon Cooks or Tony Pollard. Like they'll find ways to make plays in that offense. CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. It's making sure that the playmakers can do their thing because your offensive line is solidified.
Yeah. All right, so there's a bunch going on in the National Football League as we get set and go through it, and we're going to go through what it all means. 505-246-0610 is the Sports Animals phone line and text line. Come on in and be part of the show here on The Sports Animal today. 505-246-0610. Your emails come in, Jeff at sportsanimалabq.com, JJ at sportsanimалabq.com. On the Twitter, it's _JJ Buck. On the Facebook, the OD in the AM. You can watch the show there. Adrian's producing on ProView Networks. You can watch it on our Facebook page, the OD in the AM, on Comcast Channel 26 statewide, and, of course, on ProView Networks' YouTube channel. When we come back, there's more and more going on in the National Football League as we get closer and closer and closer. There's another running back. He didn't re-sign. He didn't get a new deal, but he's going to camp. Yeah, but what does that even mean, that he's going to camp? Is he going to play? He might be the best running back in the league. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
Makes a little sports analysis.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from U.S. Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At U.S. Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers. We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Tackle some of the big topics in the National Football League, moving into the 7 o'clock hour for you today. That's when DC throws a couple of big topics that JJ and I add to the National Football League. One of them is Jonathan Taylor, and he's back with the Indianapolis Colts. He still wants to be traded. He's still on the unable to perform list, but he's there. He'd been away from the facilities nursing his ankle. So, I'm not going to take much of just the pictures I've seen. Every picture I see of him, he's got a scowl on his face, right? He just looks miserable.
Angry.
Am I right? Have you seen one where he kind of looks like he almost close wants to be there?
When the owner tells you you are not worth it, you are not valuable.
That's right.
You're going to have a scowl on your face.
So, but he's coming to work because he wants to get paid. But he's not going to work. He's just kind of there. He wants nothing to do with the Colts. They want him to go play. They're not going to trade him. He wants to be traded, or at least they say they're not. He's been away from the team. So remember, he initially went to camp. He didn't take the field. He had an off-season ankle injury. Then there was that whole, well, he said he had a back injury, but it's not football, so we're not paying him. Sometime last week, he left the team facilities to continue his rehab out of state. Okay? However you want to do that. They got concerns, did his camp, over the Colts' medical management. Is he going to play? Because this is the one where there's a chance. It sounds like he has really put a stake in the sand and said this is the one that feels like if there was going to be one of these guys, and maybe it's Josh Jacobs too, because Josh Jacobs hasn't reported to the Raiders camp yet, right?
The one guy I think that doesn't play is Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
I could see Jonathan Taylor ultimately getting back on the field, but just making sure he takes his sweet time to try to prove whatever point he thinks he can get across. As if I am the Indianapolis Colts, I want that man on the field to help Anthony Richardson this season.
So he says he will practice when he's fully healthy. I don't even know what that means. But he's still in a battle with Irsay, the owner. Jim Irsay downplayed Taylor's future, downplayed his value, spearheaded the refusal by the club to negotiate a long-term contract with Jonathan Taylor, and said he will not honor Taylor's requests to be traded. So ESPN put out the report about Taylor returning to camp yesterday. Jim Irsay went to Twitter, or X, and said, and like he didn't directly address Taylor, but said, quote, "Most things I worry about never happen anyway," end quote. I'm not even sure what that means. Do you? Do you understand what it means? Most things I worry about never happen anyway. What does that mean?
He worries too much?
I don't know. Dude's in his final year of his rookie deal. He wants an extension. Colts aren't willing to consider it until after the season. What's going to happen is I think he's going to be there and say, "I'm just not healthy. My ankle hurts. My back hurts. Pay me. Pay me my rookie money. I'm here. I'm miserable. I got a scowl on my face, and I'm going to make it miserable until you get rid of me."
No, I think you're onto something there. I've heard this rumor that in this group chat they've had with the running backs that there's going to be a lot of hamstring issues after about 15 touches.
They're all going to have hamstring issues.
That's the rumor.
Why are Zach Moss and Deion Jackson and Evan Hull and Jake Funk and Kenyon Drake going to have hamstring issues? What are they pissed off about?
Well, it's actually more about the high-end guys who are expecting the bigger paychecks.
Who are the high-end guys?
Well, just like Jacobs, Taylor.
Oh, okay. I thought it was all on that team. I'm sorry.
No, sorry. Yeah, I should have been more clear.
Okay.
But yeah, around the league, that they're going to try and combat this whole anti-running
by
back
jaking
sentiment.
injuries?
Yes, that is the rumor. Obviously, I'm not on that group
all right,
chat.
well,
so.
but how many? Let me ask you this, because I don't know the answer. How many of these contracts have incentives built into them for yardage bonuses and carry bonuses? Like most of them, many of them, right?
Not the rookie deals.
The rookie deals do not. So just those two guys. So Dalvin Cook isn't going to do that because he's got up to $8.6 million in incentives. Ezekiel Elliott's got an incentive-based contract, so those guys aren't going to have all of a sudden have hamstring injuries. But you're telling me the guys. Who else am I talking about? Just those two?
Who's that? Is it like Nick Chubb, Austin Eckler?
Nick Chubb still on that? Okay, so all those guys are going to have
that Zoom meeting.
All right.
What a disaster that would be.
Well, so how's that going to end up benefiting them? Do you think? So now they're going to go into they're coming out of their rookie deal and they're going to want to get paid. And I'm like, well, I don't know, man. I got a guy who's coming off a hamstring injury. Somehow I'm going to want to pay him a bunch. Like in the long run, I almost see them saying, "Bleep you, we'll stick it to the man." In the short term, it seems really short-sighted to me. Am I completely missing something?
That was the impression I got too. It didn't seem to make a ton of sense, but I guess if they're working as a whole to get everyone paid more, I don't know. When I heard that, I was disappointed if there's reality in that. But
where'd you hear that? Just like reports running around or what?
Yeah, I think I heard it on DA yesterday, and I looked into it. Or no, I take that back. I think it might have been Rome But
Okay.
it was one of the shows on the station, and because I always have it on the station.
Of
And
course.
yeah, so I looked into it a little bit, and there were things floating around the internet that kind of confirmed that thought.
Well, I can see that happening. So you're saying basically he's going to come back at some point and 15 carries in. Oh, I popped my hammy. Because a hammy is a soft tissue injury that doesn't really necessarily show up on any imaging, and it's just a pain management thing. I can't go. No, I can't go. And yet it's a football injury. You got to pay me whatever it is. You got to pay me and bleep you.
That is the way they think they can stick it to him.
And then all of a sudden, Austin Eckler's going to have the same thing. And Josh Jacobs is going to have the same thing.
Yeah,
And Nick Chubb's going to have the same thing.
Yeah, the guy's trying to get paid.
So let me. I'm going to completely play the other side of this. I'm an owner. It kind of proves my point. Why am I going to go pay a guy $20 million when they pop hamstrings? Look at the rate at which hamstrings are going in running backs. To me, that decreases the value of the position because all of a sudden that position, 5 guys just blew out their hammy, 15 carries in. I'm not paying a guy $20 million. I'll find a guy for 2. Tell me how
that's the way it would go.
Tell me how that's going to benefit them in the long run. I flat out don't see. I'm trying to look at every side of this.
I feel like they believe that gives them some leverage.
To do what?
See, and that's as I think about it, it's like, yeah, why would you pay someone more in that situation if they're faking injuries or actually getting injured?
Well, I'm not faking it. I'm really hurt. Okay, yeah, and there's 5 of you guys who had the same injury. It's a pretty common thing. I'm not investing $20 million in a position that goes down 15 carries in and is gone for the whole season because you guys all have hamstring injuries and scowls on your faces and really crappy attitudes, and you're making it miserable for everyone around here. That's, if I'm sitting in management, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Help me see the other side, because I honestly do not see. I can see why they want to do it. They want to stick it up the backside of ownership. I got that. And especially a Jonathan Taylor, right, who feels like, and whose owner has come out publicly against him. At least the Raiders, Josh Jacobs, he's not in a public battle with his ownership. I don't think Mark Davis has come out and said anything publicly, has he?
No, not with that situation.
The only one that's been public is Jonathan Taylor. And I get why he would want to do that and just do anything to stick it to that guy. But if you're going to do that long term, I do not see the long term
benefit. I don't see the benefit.
I don't see how you come out winning with that one.
Faking an injury at that point.
Yeah. All right. What are we doing next? We got Red Zone. What do you got? Tease me something in Red Zone. I haven't even seen it yet. What do you got?
Oh, let's see. There's a hype train rolling around the NFL, and there's certain teams on it. So we're going to find out who you would choose if you're joining up with the bandwagon.
Who jump on a bandwagon? All right, which bandwagon are you jumping on? We'll get into that. When we come back, we're going to do our In the Red Zone and hit some of the big NFL topics when we come back. It's back to school time, as you well know, so it's hectic. Hectic around your house, my house, everybody's house, right? Kids, calm everything down. Make the call. On-the-spot automotive detailing will really calm you down, because when they come out and take care of your vehicle, and take care of it, inside, outside, under the hood, detailing. Like the day you took it off the lot, remember how cool it was to drive that brand new car? Remember how fun it was to get in the car when it looked and smelled and just felt brand new? That's the way it is after on-the-spot automotive detailing is done. And they come to you, where it's convenient for you, when it's convenient for you. They come to my office while I'm working there in the parking lot. I actually forget that they're out there. Then I get a text, and I'm like, oh, yeah. I go outside, and boom, there they are. And my vehicle's done, and everybody's standing around going, how can I get that? Well, you can get that. You can get that by going to otsdetailing.com. They offer a 10% discount for our military and teachers. Get a hold of On-the-Spot Automotive Detailing. Learn more and schedule at otsdetailing.com. That's otsdetailing.com.
This report brought to you by Quality by DiLorenzo, Lomas, and Pennsylvania.
The hottest. We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this game.
You're in the red zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
All right, boys, here we go. We talked a little bit earlier about the teams in the AFC that won't make the playoffs. We can also say that there's probably a handful in the NFC that won't make it either. I'm looking at you, Cardinals and Bucks. So who is the front runner in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes?
Arizona is going to have the decision to make if they want Kyler Murray or Caleb Williams moving forward. And it's going to be fascinating watching other teams that you get towards the end of the season and then which backup quarterback decides to play a few games so maybe they can get a little bit closer and see if they can make a deal to get Caleb Williams.
I think it's Arizona, too, as the front runner, is the worst team in the league right now. But are there contenders? Yeah, I think there's other contenders. I don't know how good I think Houston and Indianapolis are going to be. And watch out for the Raiders. I know I told you the other day that I think the Raiders are better than you think they are, and you've convinced me the other way, and I kind of dove into them a bit. That thing could go south. If Devontae Adams' injury is something serious, if Josh Jacobs does not play, don't know what's going on with Jim Garoppolo. I don't know that I think their defense is that good. Like, the Raiders could be in contention for that, too, but I think it's Arizona as the front runner.
Second and goal.
Ready, down, put.
All right, like we teased earlier, the hype train is rolling strong for the Lions and Jags. What bandwagon are you hopping on for this season?
So does it have to be a team that didn't make the playoffs? Because the Jags did make the playoffs, right? I'm on both of those. I'm on both of those. But I'm going to give you two others, and actually they played each other this weekend. I like Seattle, Minnesota. And I'm all about Seattle. I think Seattle's terrific. If that wasn't a fluke, and I don't know why I should believe it was a fluke because it was a full season, right? If it was just like a few games, if what Geno did was just a few games, I'd be a little more concerned. But it feels like Geno's a quarterback. And you start looking around the weapons he's got. They went and drafted a receiver to go with Metcalf and Lockett. They've got Charbonnet, I think, is a good running back behind Walker. And their defense is better. I think Seattle is the silent next best team. I think they might be as good as Dallas. Like, after the Eagles, who's the best team in the NFC? And I think Seattle might be one of those teams. And I think Minnesota's getting no love for winning 13 games last year. And I'm not sure why I'm supposed to think that they're going to be way worse.
Yeah, there's different levels of the hype chain you're jumping on. If you're talking about a team just getting into the playoffs, that can win a postseason game, actually compete to win the conference. If you want to talk about winning the conference, I think that can be the Jacksonville Jaguars because Trevor Lawrence has elite traits. That team is loaded offensively, and they got some defensive players, a lot of high picks that can pop. So if I'm talking about hype to actually be a conference contender, it's your Jacksonville Jaguars.
Third and goal.
All right, well, speaking of the Vikings, word out of Minneapolis is that Jalen Reagor is not a lock to make the Vikings' final 53. Do you think Reagor, the 21st pick in the 2020 draft, could actually get cut? And if so, is he the biggest bust in recent memory?
Not close to the biggest bust because we've seen plenty of first-round wide receivers not live up to the hype, and this is already the second team that he's on. I mean, he's drafted by Philadelphia. It's actually 2020. Go back and look at that draft. COVID year. A lot of misses because he did not have the same lead-up process to that draft. But I can't call Jalen Reagor the biggest draft bust in recent history.
So I think there's a real chance he doesn't make that team. I look at what they've got over there with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, and KJ Osborne as their top three. And then N'Keal Harry's there. They got a rookie in there. Yes, there's a real chance he doesn't. But there's no way he's the biggest bust. Didn't we talk yesterday about Trey Lance? I mean, if Trey Lance continues down this path, are we even having a conversation about who's a bigger bust? No, he's not the biggest bust. It's disappointing. It would be a swing and a miss as a first-round pick out of TCU. He was number 21 overall. But I guess a guy at 21, man, if you go down the list and look at the guys in the 20s, 19, 15, 16, 18, There's been plenty of guys who
Henry
missed
Ruggs
on.
was selected in that draft.
Henry
in the
Ruggs,
first round.
yeah, I would. That's a bigger bust.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right, like we were talking about, the Jets have a stacked backfield. So between Hall and Cook, who has the better fantasy season?
Dalvin Cook and Breece Hall. I'm going to go Dalvin Cook because he's healthy. Because he's now he didn't have a great fantasy season last year. He didn't score a lot of touchdowns, but I think he's good out of the backfield. You can throw him the ball, and I think Aaron is think of how many times he found Aaron Jones, right? Rodgers over the years. Think of some of those swing passes that Aaron Jones caught. I think he's versatile. He's healthy. I mean, assuming he's healthy, right? He's coming off a shoulder. I trust a guy coming off a shoulder a little bit more than I do an ACL. And he's going to be ready at the beginning of the season. I think it's Dalvin Cook.
Breece Hall, who they say is coming off the PUP list today, and get his legs on him going in the first few weeks. He is a more explosive player, and he can overtake, and I believe he will overtake Dalvin Cook as the season goes on.
That's your In the Red Zone for today, brought to you by DC. Good stuff on there. You struggling coming up with those? It doesn't seem like you are.
There are so many stories in the NFL.
Tasked with such a chore every day.
I know. What's funny is when you guys start just naturally bringing up the topics, I want to bring this up. So I've had days where I have to make like 10 of them.
You have to edit as we. Well, you can still, do stuff that we've hit on.
Yeah. Oh, and I do, and it's a good way to kind of advance the topic. But you guys are spot on, man. You know what you're talking about. I dig it.
I don't know that we do. We do a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And it's just, a lot of this, with that is all conjecture and opinion.
Pretending like we know what we're talking about.
But that segment is especially is really just opinion, right?
Totally, 100%.
It's who's going to be a better fantasy player? What bandwagon to jump on, and I like that, and that's what that you're forcing us to do some really cool things, and I actually really like where that goes because I think it makes people at home think a little bit.
Well, I kind of think of it like this: we're just a couple of guys, 3 guys sitting around a bar just chatting football.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Got a couple of these in as we're getting out of here yesterday that I didn't get in. You got in late on the text line at 505-246-0610. We were talking a lot of NFL stuff yesterday, and we were talking about quarterbacks, and this is rare and possibly extinct in today's NFL is the development, training, and coaching of the struggling quarterback. Instead, teams draft high, pay well, and expect everything now. It's everything I was talking about. That's why. Look, can I go back on one other bandwagon that I wouldn't be afraid to get on? It's another NFC team, and I know I'm on Seattle and Minnesota a little bit.
Yeah, please do.
The Packers, and so that's the reason I might be a little higher on Jordan Love than others, because we've gone back with him, and this will be really interesting to see what happens here. Okay. If Jordan Love develops now, and if Jordan Love becomes a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, I'm not telling you an all-time great, but if Jordan Love becomes a Pro Bowl caliber quarterback, do teams start to rethink how they draft and develop quarterbacks? Or is it, nope, I need one now, I'm going to go get one and throw him in, and Anthony Richardson him, and Bryce Young him, and C.J. Stroud him?
I think you will see some teams going that direction, developing and giving a guy a couple of years to really prepare for the position. I don't think it's every team.
No.
But you will definitely have some general
managers. Well, not everybody will be in that luxury, right?
And that is a good point. Yeah, it is a luxury, and not everyone will have that.
So, for instance, right, you always draft need. But the Rams drafted Stetson Bennett. Now, I don't think he's the quarterback of the future, okay? But if he sits around for 2 years behind Matt Stafford and then you throw him out there, is that the way to go? If the Seahawks would have drafted a quarterback in the first round to sit behind Geno Smith for 2 years, or you see where I'm going with this as far as a guy that might be on the back end, the Vikings, why haven't they drafted someone? What's the heir apparent to Kirk Cousins? He's 36?
Yeah, and he's on the last year of his deal too.
Right? Why didn't they do something there and have somebody sit around? That would have been the plan. So I'm interested to see if this Jordan Love thing works. Will more teams start to do that?
No. Jordan Love is still a first-round pick.
I understand that.
And so that's still high investment in a quarterback.
But if you get your payoff on the back end, then it was totally worth it, wasn't it?
It's still all these guys that we're talking about are still first round picks, and to me, that's when you look at kind of waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see teams using a first round pick on waiting.
Weren't guys in the past that used to do it this way, first round picks too? Guys that you would.
I don't think they did it because it worked. I think they were stuck in their old ways. Like,
Okay.
they're like, oh, Ricky can't play right away.
Right.
Like
right,
Justin
right.
Herbert. The only reason Justin Herbert got on the field is because Tyrod Taylor's lung got
No,
punctured.
okay, there's no doubt Justin Herbert.
Was it Tom Savage that started the first half? Deshaun
That
Watson's
might
rookie
even be
season?
right.
And
Yeah,
you're
no,
like,
that might even be
well.
right. But for every one of those guys, there's a Trey Lance and there's a Jamarcus Russell. There's probably 4 of those guys, right? I mean, your odds are for every guy that goes in and is ready to go. The guys that you just talked about, the Joe Burrows, the
Trey Lance is sat.
Yeah,
because of injury,
but he hasn't been good. Jamarcus Russell, I mean, even the Josh Rosens, the Matt Leinerts, right? The guys who were just not ready to go. I don't know. I would argue that there are more guys that don't work when you throw them right in than do. But yeah, you can, for everyone that you can name that worked, I can find 2 that didn't. I don't know that it'll be a trend. I just wonder if it'll be more common. I know we got to bounce. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. 76ers aren't budging. Boy, you got a war going on in Philadelphia between that GM and the player who used to be buddies, and now one called the other a liar. How do they coexist? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
You're a liar, and I will never play in your organization again. Daryl Morey is a liar. Let me repeat. He'll never be part of an organization that he's part of. Let me say that again and again and again. You've all seen it by now. James Harden was in China, and he said that. Kind of weird that's where he decided to take that, huh? Like, why there? Why now? Does it seem like a bizarre venue and time? Or is it because over the weekend is when they said they're going to stop trying to trade him, I guess, right?
Yeah, I think the reaction was on the news that he won't be traded, and he just happened to be in China at the time.
All right. So James Harden is steadfast he wants out. And the Sixers want fair compensation. Daryl Morey is the team president who was called a liar. They've been together for a long, long time. And it's really come out, and JJ, what you were saying yesterday was right. It sounds like when James Harden took the pay cut last year, and I think it was like $30 million pay cut, right? You're going to take $30 million from a dude, and you're going to promise him it back on the other side, and we're going to max you out, and then you don't do it. I guess that would define liar. Now, James Harden, I don't think any of us believe is a supermax guy, shouldn't be getting a supermax, and I'm sure that ownership, Daryl Morey's bosses, said, no, we're not giving that guy a supermax. And so Daryl Morey put himself in a really tough spot. But he said that he was unmoved by James Harden's comments. Jason Dumas, an NBA insider, said that. He's going to hold firm on his stance that the Philadelphia 76ers will not trade James Harden unless it improves the Sixers. Dumas also said that Harden's agent advised James Harden to not make that statement, and he made it anyway. Look, I get the emotions. If someone said to you, hey, take a $30 million pay cut, which, right, we're living in different stratospheres, right? It'd be wonderful to have that problem. But if someone said to you, hey, dude, take a $30,000 pay cut, and I got you, next year we're going to make it up, we're going to sign you to a max deal. And so take $30,000 less this year, but you're going to get, I'm going to get you $200,000 more next year. And it's someone you've worked for a long time and you trust, and you do it, and then afterwards say, yeah, we can't do it. Get me out of here. Nope, we're not going to trade you. I think you're pissed. Like, I understand where James Harden's coming from. I understand where the Sixers are coming from. They're not giving this guy a supermax because he's not a supermax guy anymore. You got a bad situation right here that Daryl Morey talked himself into last year when they needed that cap space, right? And he talked James Harden into taking it and probably made him a promise.
PJ Tucker, of all players.
I know.
PJ Tucker.
We got a problem, though, because I see both sides of this one. I see why Harden's pissed. If someone said, dude, $30 million is $30 million. That's a lot of money, dude. And from a guy that you trusted for a long time. Sounds like the Michael Orr thing, doesn't it? Which we're going to get into. But you trusted him. And if that's in fact how this went down, he looked you in the eye and said, look, take the $30 million pay cut. I got you on the backside. We're going to max you out next year.
Well, there's still someone over his head at that organization. Yeah. It's called the owner.
And he can't do it. And so there was nowhere for him to go.
And I think that's actually what happened. As you get to the end of the season, and yeah, James Harden won you 2 playoff games.
So,
but you also didn't finish. You're not in the Eastern Conference Finals. You're not close to go to the NBA Finals, and you have the MVP on your team. And if you're James Harden, he's able to act this way because it has worked out for him every place he's been.
He's gotten
when he's
everything
wanted
he's ever
out,
wanted.
he's gotten out. He's got a contract. For him to be upset, I get it. But the way he handled it, putting it out there, and he knew he was being recorded. That's why he emphasized it a second time. He's like, let me repeat. Daryl Morey is a liar. That is bad business. That's bitterness. And that is an entitled guy who has not evolved at all.
I'm not sure I totally disagree with you. I just don't know where he's going to go with it. And I'm sure he's taken it to Daryl Morey. I'm sure he's let it be known internally how he feels. And now he's saying, all right, this is why I'm pissed. I agree with you. It's a bad look when you're going to go talk to a bunch of kids in China and that's how you're going to make your point.
And then I'm sure everyone's in there and like, who are we talking about now?
Daryl Morey's a liar. So what?
Who's Daryl Morey?
Yeah. Just a bizarre venue and place to get it out. But I can't sit here and tell you that I totally blame him. Now, I don't think he's worth what he thinks he's worth. But I can't sit here and tell you I think I totally blame him. All right, polls are out. They look like every other year's polls at the top. We'll get into college football's preseason poll, whatever that means to you. And it means it literally came out and whatever. But we'll do that because some of you care. And what these big running back signings mean. Who was the big winner yesterday? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Hour.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Ezekiel Elliott is a Patriot. A Belichickian, if you will. We're number 15. Dalvin Cook is a New York Jet. You can play with A.A. Raj. Yeah, that's right. That's how this is. Draft your fantasy football teams accordingly, Ramondre Stevenson. It's the opening drive. Good morning to you. Lots going on. Zach Martin signed with the Cowboys. I think that's, of all the news yesterday, of all the signings, and I know the running back stuff always gets the noise, I'm going to tell you, of all the signings yesterday, the most significant one to me is Zach Martin returning to the Cowboys. I think that makes the biggest impact, although I do firmly believe that Dalvin Cook with the Jets is a big deal and makes them the second best team in that division. Who's the biggest signing to you? What biggest impact guy?
Zach Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Zach Martin. That line did not look great this weekend, so that's going to be a big improvement.
Yeah, Cowboy fans got to be ecstatic, right?
I would think so. I would hope so.
The Jets have problems on their offensive line that I don't even think Dalvin Cook can overcome.
No, they're not a great offensive line.
Got like a 37-year-old tackle and then a first-round pick that can't stay on the field.
Which, no matter how good your 39-year-old quarterback is, if he's parallel to the ground, he's not going to be very good anyway. That's a big deal for them. Who's next? Kareem Hunt? Josh Jacobs? I mean, Jonathan Taylor reporting to do we feel like that's solved? None of us do, right? He reported to camp, but he's not really going to play. And I can't get out of my mind what DC you told me earlier, and I know many of you are just joining us in and out. But I want you to share with people what you were saying that you heard yesterday. There's a group text amongst disgruntled running backs. So guys who are on the back end of the rookie deals, guys like Austin Eckler, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, and Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, so essentially, I mean, this, like I said, it came up, I believe it was Rome, Jim Rome show, comes on right after us. They were kind of discussing that some of these texts have leaked, and the thought is that basically after about 15 carries, you might hear about some guys with some hamstring issues. And when we were talking about earlier, the question was, what is the point? And I think maybe the higher paid guys protecting their workload while still getting paid then adds more value to the kind of lower end guys, if you want to call them that. But
wait. So who are the higher paid guys? These guys in the rookie contracts were saying that they're not paid enough?
Well, no, I'm saying the running backs that get paid the most.
Being who?
I don't think McCaffrey would be necessarily in this group, but we'll say Saquon, okay?
All right.
So if after 15 plays, he's already getting his money, so he has this hamstring issue, the backup comes in, shows well, maybe he gets paid more. I think it's trying to get the whole group paid more as a whole. And I could be wrong because there is sometimes I look at this and I think, what is the point? It doesn't.
All right.
Doesn't seem like
what that's showing me, I'm ownership. Let me play the other side of that coin. So I'm paying you. You want all this money to be my running back. You go down 15 plays in, and the guy behind you, who I'm not paying that much, whatever, comes in and does really well. Well, then why do I need to pay a running back? The guy who I'm paying $2 million or whatever is playing better than the $8 million guy, $10 million guy who blows out his hammy. And by the way, it seems to be an epidemic of that amongst running backs. Why am I investing heavily into a position where they seem to all blow their hamstring 15 carries in, and the guy behind them who's making a fraction of what they're doing performs beyond adequately? Why would I give him a bunch of money?
It seems like a plan that makes sense.
It's horrible.
Getting the younger guys that aren't paid as well, higher contracts. I think in the long game, they're saying, all right, the high end guys aren't going to get as much money. So let's make sure the low end guys are getting
that.
They'll
get up to. It's not going to raise the profile of the position. Those guys will get what you're getting, and you're going to get knocked out.
We'll have to see. I mean, it is interesting. If this is true and this actually starts happening, the reaction, I'm with you as an owner. I'm not happy, and I'm certainly not spending a whole bunch of extra money on.
I just don't see why I need
Well,
to.
it can't work if we're all talking about it.
Right.
If they start doing it, then they're like, well, y'all are faking it. We don't believe you. Like, we're not faking it, but the 5 starting running backs have hamstring injuries.
Because there's nothing you can do. If I'm guaranteed I get hurt playing football, and 15 carries in, I hurt my hammy and I'm out for the year, and it's nagging. No, it's still nagging. No, I need more treatment. Oh, I can't go, and I'm out for 8 weeks. You still got to pay me, right? But what makes me more valuable next year going into my contract year or going into my negotiations?
Nothing.
What makes the position more valuable?
It's a valuable position, but they've just found a way to not pay them.
That almost makes a way to devalue the position.
We started the show saying, hey, Dalvin Cook makes the Jets the second best team in the AFC East.
Yep. And
these guys are not worth it.
Right. Look, it's an incredibly valuable position. This is supply and demand, though, right? When the oil prices, when the gas prices go up and down, right? They go up when there's less oil and more demand. They go down when there's more oil and less demand. The running back position, there is always going to be supply, right? I mean, now, are there levels of supply? Is there a different level for Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb? Am I missing someone? Right, and then there's the next level for Aaron Jones and for Joe Mixon and for Tony Pollard and Cam Akers, and right. But where are these guys every year? The strategy blows my mind. We'll see. We'll watch it. All right, 505-246-0610 if you want to get in today. There's a ton going on. 888-922-0610. That's how you can get in toll-free if for whatever reason you're still paying a toll. I don't know why. The email's Jeff@sportsanimalabq.com and JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. What am I looking at in week 2 of the preseason? So now that we've kind of dissected last week, as you're moving forward, I don't even know who's going to play. To me, the biggest stories moving forward are the continued progress of Jordan Love if he plays a little bit. Are they going to throw Trey Lance out again? He's got to look better. I don't know why there's so much. Well, I do know why. There is more focus on that third-string quarterback than we've seen on a third-string quarterback in a long time, right? But because he is who he is and what's going on there, he's got to look better. And is Russell Wilson going to play again in the preseason? Do you know?
I don't know what Sean Payton has said, but with what happened against Arizona, I'm sure they'll run him out there again in week 2.
Are you more concerned about him or your offensive line if you're Denver?
The offensive line.
Because to me, the answer is kind of both, but yeah, your offensive line was horrible. Now, I don't know do you guys know the construction of the line versus what was on the defensive side? Was it their first string against your second string or whatever? But because that would make a big difference. But I'm going to assume if you're going to put Russell Wilson out there, you're going to run out your top offensive line to protect him, right? You're not going to have some rookie try to be a hero on blindside your franchise quarterback working against a rookie free agent left tackle, right?
Yeah.
So what are your big stories looking at week 2?
Plays for the young quarterbacks. I'll put Jordan Love in there.
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson, C.J. Stroud.
Bryce Young.
Yeah. Play a half of football. Go out there, get those live reps, get that experience, because it's going to be a bumpy road, man. There's going to be some bad games for these rookies this season. But go out there and get those reps right now.
For me, this one is kind of a little out of left field, but your highest scoring player is generally your kicker, and we saw a ton of missed kicks. The Broncos Mahar, he looked terrible.
Where did McManus go? I just saw him somewhere else. Tennessee or something?
Yeah, Tennessee. Yep. Or no, I'm sorry. He's with the Jags.
Is that where he is? Yeah, that was a tough one that got away. All right. What about Deshaun Watson? How'd you feel about what you saw there? Did you feel any differently about the Cleveland Browns than maybe you did 2 weeks ago? Or do you still have as many question marks? Because I still don't know. I got a lot of questions.
That one with Deshaun Watson, it's very similar to what we're talking about with Russell Wilson in terms of his coach wanting him to move more, wanting him to use his athleticism in that offense. Is that one? It just feels like you're just waiting for him to flip the switch week one. Like, all right, regular season football, it's back. He played the 6 games last year. Now go.
All right, whatever you're looking for, I want to hear from you. So you go into week 2 now. What is it you want to see? But you not see out of your team that I kind of want to see something in the preseason, or does it not matter? Just get me to the opener. When we come back, Blindsided. It was an Emmy Award nominated film. Sandra Bullock won. It's not her fault. She won Best Actress for it. The story was so good. Now it seems like maybe it's not as good. And that Michael Oher is now suing the Tuohy family. The story is horrible if it's true. I want to dig into the Michael Oher stuff and how he is going after the family that supposedly took him in and helped raise him, because it's not as pure and as clean as Hollywood made it sound. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
This report is sponsored by
Pitch. There's a line drive right at the shortstop for out number 3.
Apodaca ripped to left field. That will bounce in, so it's going to be extra bases as they'll have to chase that one at the wall in the warning track. Flipped up, there's no play at home. So it's an RBI double for Andrew Apodaca. Runner at third. High leverage spot. Can Chavez keep the tie? No, that's going to be cracked into left field. It's a base hit as Love puts the Sandia Matadors ahead for the first time today.
The 0-2. Upstairs goes the backstop, and the run will not score. Gun down at home.
Chavez rocks and fires. Ahmed, that's going to be an RBI for Ahmed as that one right through the gap in right center. Petrie will scoop that one, and it's looking like a triple as Ahmed plugs into third base, and what a way to score that run for the Matadors.
Coach Romero barking out his orders there to his players. He's been around the game for a long time. Nice shot to center field. That'll bring runners in. Just like that, LaCueva will bring 3 runners in to go up 3-0. Runner advances to third. Shot to center. That looks good. That's gone. Man, outstanding center shot there. As LaCueva will score. Antonio Lucero, second baseman, quite the hitter. Shot to third, and good catch. And she gets the out. Outstanding play by Trinity Bazan. Nice bright spot.
Costly errors allowed Cleveland to get one run back. That one's hit on the ground to the left side. Throw to first in time. Throw home. Got her. Whoa, what a play.
Next door or something. Not sure, but they came out here, and Ellison cracks an RBI out to left field. That's where you got to do it. 1 run, 2 run, and this game could very well be over. It's a play at the plate. It's sliding, and that will do it. The Rams walk off the La Cueva Bears. It's a 3-run batted in shot by Dean Ellison.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Really good movie. I think y'all saw it. Probably watched it a bunch of times. Blindside. Quentin Aaron played Michael Toohey. Was Quentin ever in here? Did we ever bring Quentin in? Did you meet him? Quentin Aaron's done a lot of...
it sounds familiar, like it happened once.
I'm certain Quentin Aaron has been in here, the actor who played Michael Orr. Do you see there was a day, this has to be about, 5 years ago now, where Quentin was in my office and we're having a conversation. I just stopped. I'm like, what size shoe do you wear? He's like, 21. It's like, yeah. I mean, Quentin's a great dude, really good actor. Has been doing a lot of stuff locally over the years, and we've got to spend some time with him. And he portrayed Michael Orr in the movie Blindside. And I'm assuming you saw it, Blindside. Everybody's seen it, right?
Sandra Bullock.
God bless her. So Michael Orr is this is ugly. Alleges that the Tuohys have made millions. The Tuohys are the family that in the movie adopted him, and evidently they didn't adopt him legally. That there was a conservatorship that they made him sign, and they made millions off of the movie, and he made nothing. It was his story that they tricked him into signing this document that he believed was just like an adoption, but it was a conservatorship, and then they all were making royalties off the film, which grossed $300 million, and he made nothing. And on the surface, this all sounds horrible, and I've heard how this rich white family took advantage of this poor African American kid, and maybe there's a lot of truth to that. When you read what's going on, the allegations by Michael Orr, it's horrible. I'd like to know the whole story. Like, is it in fact true that the Tuohys took him in and helped raise him, gave him a home, clothed him, fed him, helped him get into school?
Even if that's the case,
they shouldn't take advantage of him.
Get to a point where they have made a lot of money off this and nothing got back to Michael Orr.
That's a problem. A real problem.
That's an issue.
No, it's a real problem.
Now, if he did sign something when he was an adult, it's going to be probably hard to find anything wrong with that, right?
Well, I don't know that that's right. I think it's going to be tricky. So evidently, right after he was 18 years old, he signed a conservatorship that.
Interesting timing on that,
too.
too.
It feels like the Britney Spears thing, right? Where her dad has control of her finances. Obviously, there was enough trust that he had in them that he signed the document. That there was some genuine concern. I get a fear when I hear stories like this, because I got to believe that there's plenty of families out there that do good things for good reasons, right? That actually do the right thing for the right reasons. And when you watch this movie, you got this really warm feel. Wow, how about that? I mean, this family who opened their home and their family and their lives to somebody who needed it, and it was a good feel, right? And then granted, it was Hollywood, and you take it with a grain of salt. But I'm going to guess that there are families out there that actually do these sorts of things. I mean, there's I'm going to go to the Hart Gallery Gala this Friday. There's foster families all over the state who foster children, bring these children into their homes that aren't looking for benefits. They just want to help these young people. And when I hear a story like this, you almost got to be leery, right? And again, I'm not telling you Michael Oher's interpretation, his side of the story is not right. I don't know. I don't. There's got to be truth to it somewhere. But would you be more trepidatious? Would you be, I don't know, if you were going to foster, if you were going to take someone in, would stories like this make you feel like you got to protect yourself? Am I just thinking this way too far through?
No, because if you were doing that,
well, if you're doing something
like you're
screwy,
probably
if you're doing something screwy, then you're
probably doing
you.
Yeah, like if you're someone that is helping or taking someone in, I hope that you've taken the right steps.
Yeah.
In protecting yourself and that person that you are alleging you care about.
Michael Oher should have got paid on this. Like there's no two ways about this. If everybody else was getting paid, it's Michael Oher's story. Now it's their story too, but it's Michael Oher's story. If they were all getting, I think the story is all four of them got $250,000 and then like 0.25% of the proceeds, or 2.5. I guess 2.5%. Well, 2.5% of $300 million, pretty significant amount of geld. He should have been getting some of that. There's no two ways. I don't know how to wave them in. If they're going to stand up there and not look, I don't know how to wave them in for the sweet deal. I don't know what to do here. But yeah, he should have got some money, right? And I think if the story is what they're telling me the story is, we've got a real problem. And we're going to hear more about it, and we're going to get into it more. But it breaks your heart one way or the other. All right, here's something that's going to be really, really fun for you. We got a sweet deal for you today. If you go live to our website, sportschannelabq.com, go at 8 o'clock. No, not at 8. Well, 8 o'clock Pacific time, I imagine. If you go at 9 o'clock and click on the sweet deal icon, sportschannelabq.com, sweet deal icon, you will get to go to the Harvest Wine Festival, 2 tickets for the price of 1. So for $30, you get $60 worth of tickets. It is one of the largest wine festivals in the country. You can sample and shop more than 200 wines from 20 New Mexico wineries. It's shopped from more than 70 fine artisans. It is just a great time. Dean is here to tell you all about it. Good morning, sir. How you living?
Good morning. I'm living large and doing good.
Well, you got a big event coming up on Labor Day weekend, and no better way to celebrate Labor Day than with a little grape and a bunch of good people and just a good time.
Yeah, and great, fantastic music to top it all off.
Free silent. What's for silent disco?
What's silent disco? Well, imagine the headphones that you're wearing right now. We're playing some fantastic dance music that nobody else could hear except for the other 100 people around you. So it is a dance party it's
so it's
fantastic.
a dance party in your own head?
Yeah, yours and everybody around you. Yeah, so basically you put on these headphones, you pick the style of music that
so
you want to
everybody's
listen
listening to it. Everybody's listening to the same thing.
Yeah.
So we're all jamming, but people who don't have the headphones on are looking at us like, well.
They're looking at you like, oh, how do I get a headset?
Yeah, no,
I want it on that.
Yeah, give me some grape and give me some headsets. Yeah, that's good.
Exactly.
In wineries, it's kind of crazy how the wine scene has taken off. Everybody talks about the craft beer scene in our state and how big that is.
Yeah.
But the vino has been pretty keen.
No, they're winning awards like internationally now, which is amazing. I mean, the New Mexico wineries have really upped their game. They're throwing it down, and they're coming back with gold from all over the world now at awards. And what's also really fantastic is actually locally right here in Albuquerque, C&M just opened up like a multi-million-dollar beverage department to start to train future winemakers. And the New Mexico Wine Association, you know, for those out there who are buying tickets, $1 of every ticket's going to fund a scholarship to start to invest in the future of New Mexico winemaking. So we cool. Yeah, we got a lot going on. Great wine. And at the Harvest Wine Festival, we got 20 wineries, 200 wines. The tickets, the sweet deal tickets include unlimited tastings. And then smack in the middle of the festival, we're working again with Uptown Funk Dueling Piano Bar.
Oh, I love that.
They are great, and they are bringing out dueling pianos all day, every day. Yeah.
Helping people out, enjoying the weekend.
Is it an all event or all ages event too?
It is 21 and over only. 21 and yes.
Over. As far as I love the fact that you're giving back.
Yeah.
In the education piece, so this is kind of wineries and winemakers trying to wean the next generation and keep this thing growing and getting better.
Absolutely. I mean, unlike the other alcoholic beverages that are made here, wine takes time. Like, you got to grow the grapes, and the grapes.
Oh, that's so cliche. Come on.
No, but the New Mexico grapes. Well, you can't just buy a kit online. You can't just buy rice.
You can't just go to the store and get some grapes.
No, you can't buy hops.
Really?
Exactly.
Is that how it works?
So, and all the New Mexico wines are made by New Mexico grapes. So, we're planting.
Is there a particular wine that sticks out? I mean, is it a Cab? Is it a Pinot? Is it a Chardonnay? Is there a particular New Mexico wine that tends to really, really be good across the board?
Tempranillo. I mean,
right?
Yeah, I'd say the Tempranillo grape. It's great in this. I mean, they all do one, and they all taste fantastic. It's just a really versatile grape that's known here in New Mexico.
All right. Is there a website people can learn about what you're doing?
Absolutely.
About it? What is it?
nmwine.com. That's nmwine.com. The festival is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 12 to 6. As you said,
Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Labor Day weekend.
You got it. Yep. 21 and over, and it's going to be a great time.
All right. You can get a sweet deal, 2-for-1 ticket. So that's just $30. It's going to get you 2 tickets. They're $30 a pop. But if you get in on a sweet deal, you get 2 for $30. There's 100 deals available. Go to our website. They're going to go quick. 9 o'clock this morning, sportsanimalabq.com. Click on the sweet deal icon, and you can be yumming up on some grape on Labor Day weekend and enjoying the silent disco. It's probably more fun to do a little bit of grape.
It's a good time.
It's a good time. Dean, best of luck with this event.
Thank you so much.
It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot. It's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers, they maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Was upset. But he rebutted the allegations that the family made $2 million off the field. He said, I completely understand. Man, if I had $2 million in my bank account, it would be in my email signature and say, signed S.J. Tui, multi-millionaire. End quote. Like, what? Like, he said that friends were sending him links to articles and roasting him in a group chat. He continued, quote, somebody clearly is making a ton of money off of that movie. I'm sorry, this was Portnoy, David Portnoy, the founder of Barstool, because this is who the son was talking to, was Barstool. Somebody clearly is making a ton of money off that movie, and he's not seen any of it. Listen, if someone made a movie that I thought was about me, and I see it sold $300 million at the box office, and I don't see anything, I could see how that would upset me, end quote. Well, yeah, all of us can. All of us can. If he didn't see any money, we're all pissed, right? Aren't we?
Yeah, it's just a shady thing.
Tui Jr. said that the main reason he wanted to do the interview with Barstool was because he read the reports claiming that his family made $2 million from the movie, and he says that they're inaccurate. Quote, I get it. I get why he's mad. I completely understand. It stinks that it'll play out on a very public stage. End quote. Well, yeah. Yeah. This is, at some point, they got to say their side of the story, don't they? The Tuies? Mm-hmm. And if they only brought this young man in because they thought they would profit on him at some point, they suck. Now, if they brought him in and raised him and housed him, clothed him, helped him, whatever, what else are they making money on? Like, are they making money on more than the movie? And look, it was on the book, right? Initially on the book rights.
I know they own some restaurants.
Okay, but they're allowed to make them. I mean,
right.
They had money beforehand. They were doing just fine, right? They had that big house. They however they made their money, they made a living beforehand. I need to know more, man. I need to read more than just Michael Oher's allegations, and I'm not telling you I don't believe what Michael Oher is saying. I believe Michael Oher was certainly in a position to be taken advantage of. I just want to know their story a little bit. Did you totally profit off this guy? And I'll ask you even this question. If they thought that they had adopted him, do they have a right to make any money off of it?
How do you think you adopted someone?
Well, you're right. They took him into their family and called him son, right? you know if you did or you know if you didn't. But I mean, if you bring someone into your family, I don't know. Do you have a right to some of it? I don't think you do, to be honest with you.
He was 16 years old when he moved in with them, so I have a hard time thinking they have a right to any of it.
I agree with that.
And I mean, at 16, he's probably already being recruited. There's probably something there.
Yeah, I'm sure they helped him in a lot of ways. And obviously, they created an incredible trust with him, right? That he would sign a document that they suggested. That, look,
you have no idea what you're signing when you're 18.
No, I agree. That's why there's an incredible trust that he agreed. They were on stage with him when he got drafted, right? The family was. So obviously there was incredible trust that there was something that he thought was real there. I got to hear more of this. I
think it could be real, but
filthy.
If it is one where there's a lot of profit on one side and not the other, then that's where you're like, why did you decide to go down that path?
100%. because it sounds filthy. All right, so the Tui family, the only one that's talking is the kid, right? Nobody else is. Wow. Yeah, everybody's on this, man. Newsweek's on it. Below Deck, scam. I mean, all the words that you're looking at it. It's like, wow. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. For those following the Michael Orr story involving their dispute resulting in a lawsuit about not being paid for the Blind Side film and book, there's an interesting examination of the matters legal discussed by an ESPN Sports Talk show and former lawyer. Okay. I mean, I think everybody's going to be talking about it. This one, yeah, we'll watch this play out. All right, when we come back, we got some NFL to do for you. Got some real movement going on, a lot of stuff going on. What would you do if you're Arizona? Would you redshirt Kyler Murray this year? You've got a quarterback. There's a really good quarterback at the top of the draft. Do you redshirt him, sit him, get him healthy? Or do you bring him back and figure out what you're doing for the future? That's next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Service watches my home. IPS. I've trusted IPS for years to watch my home, and I suggest you do too because, well, Albuquerque's known for a lot of things. Safety, not necessarily one of them. And IPS watches hundreds of homes and businesses throughout our area. They've got standing guards, full-time watches, patrols, whatever it is that's going to make you feel comfortable. My neighbors liked it so much, they now employ IPS to watch their home. Now Aaron's looking for some help. If you're a retired police officer, if you've got military or security experience, you want to make our city a better place to live, you're asked to fill out an application at ipsglobal.com. You can work for a world-class company, get world-class professionals to train you to handle any situation. Call them at 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or online at ipsglobal.com. Join IPS if you want to make Albuquerque a better and safer place to live and work. This report.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
And what if he doesn't play, you redshirt him, and you finish dead last, you go and get that top quarterback sitting at the top of the draft. Good morning to you. It's the opening drive, just down the street, 6 hours away. The Arizona Cardinals have that situation. Kyler Murray is coming off of a major injury, right? How long does it take to come back from an ACL injury? Well, usually about 10 months. It could be longer for Kyler Murray. Reports say he'll miss half the season, maybe the full season. His head coach's name is Jonathan Gannon. Kyler's doing a good job. He's having some good days, and he'll get out there when he's ready to go. He's on plan. What do you do with him? If you, let's just say he's ready to kind of go in late October, and you're 1-6, 1-7, and I don't know what there is to love about the Cardinals right now. Right? I mean, James Conner's nice. What is it? What's your favorite thing about the Arizona Cardinals right now? Is there? I mean, who do you like?
If I'm Kyler Murray,
yeah,
I'm anxious to get back on the field because there is zero guarantee that you're their starting quarterback next year if they have the number one overall pick.
But do you want to be there or you want to get the hell out? No, I mean, honestly. So if you're Kyler Murray, do you want to be there? Or you want to say, fine, go get Caleb Williams and let me go to
and they just
Seattle. Let me go to Dallas. Let me go. Oh, did I say that?
Signed him to a nice contract extension. He's got a lot of money on the books. So you assume that Kyler Murray would feel comfortable as the quarterback of the future. But I would be a little bit anxious to get back on the field and get over the narrative that he doesn't care and then he doesn't study. He's not that good. He's not going to make it.
See, I'd be with you because there is that narrative. All right, so what do you if you're the franchise? If you are ownership, Caleb Williams is the Heisman Trophy winner. He's the former Oklahoma quarterback. He's at USC. He's the latest I got to have quarterback coming out of the draft next year. Like he's the latest Trevor Lawrence, right? Was there another one since Andrew Luck? And I got to have number one pick quarterback. He's it. If you're the franchise, you say, screw it, let's send Colt McCoy out there all year, and we'll cut bait on Kyler. He wasn't that good. We never won anything with him. He's fine, but he was, he's melted ice cream. Why do I need him? And let's finish last and go get Caleb Williams. I'm sorry.
And let's sell teams on the fact that his average salary is about $35 million a year, which is comparatively somewhat low to the other quarterbacks.
So we could trade that deal.
We could trade that deal. You'd have 3 years with a healthy quarterback. Maybe you get a couple first rounds out of the deal.
Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay is certainly a potential buyer for that.
Right. Tampa Bay is looking at it. Wow. Do I want to take a shot at Kyler Murray? Oh, it didn't work in Washington with Sam Howell. Let me do that. Seattle. Well, Geno's fine, but can I be better? Mac Jones just didn't work. Do I want Kyler Murray? What are you oofing me?
That I don't know how they move that contract.
Why?
Base salaries. DC mentioned
35.6, right?
$37 million in 2024.
Okay.
It jumps. But if you look at just the escalators in that.
What are they?
Have we seen a quarterback with that big a deal traded? We saw Aaron Rodgers move, take a pay cut. But Russell extended after the trade.
So with an existing deal, get traded
with
on the deal?
With an existing deal of
no
that kicks in after this year.
No. What does it go to after this year?
$37 million.
And then what? 37 is cheap for a starting quarterback.
It's less than Daniel Jones.
I mean, really?
Yeah, but he's under contract for 5 years after this.
All right. I mean, so look, what is Kyler Murray? 2 years ago, Kyler Murray was like one of the next best things. Then he had a bad year and got hurt. Like with all due respect, I think he's fine. I think he's better than Russell Wilson. What we're starting to see is these little quarterbacks, these small quarterbacks. This is where I fear a little bit for Bryce Young. These smaller quarterbacks. Who's the best one since Drew Brees? I mean, who's making it work long term? Where's it working?
It's not bad. If they trade him in 24, it's only a $46 million cap hit.
Yeah.
Of dead money.
I don't hate what he's saying. I think they redshirt him. I would not be surprised if he doesn't play this year. And when we come back, there's now a format and a schedule, or at least there's going to be by 1 o'clock this afternoon, for this in-season NBA basketball cup that'll be played on the pitch, and you'll have results, and we'll get you out to the training ground. Oh, no. It's basketball, right? But they're playing for a cup in the season, middle of the season, soccer style. You get all that today. I'll give you what we know. That's coming up next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports.
Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. It's the OD in the AM with 3-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Breaking news this morning. Oh, this is a big deal. Shocking, stunning breaking news. The Indianapolis Colts have named their starting quarterback. Anthony Richardson beat out Gardner Minshew already. Shane Steichen said it this morning. He threw an interception his preseason debut against the Bills. But after the game, his head coach said that he had great poise, took the blame, put it on the coach for saying we got to do a better job communicating. And so the rookie will get the run for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know that this surprises anybody except for maybe Gardner Minshew, who was the backup. But they drafted him 3rd overall, and they're going to give him the run, and he's going to get a shot. Surprise?
No.
No, they've been calling for AR-15 in Indy basically since they drafted him.
We like that nickname.
I kind of do. He's got a rocket arm, that's for sure.
It's like AK-47. Right? It was, what was Utah Jazz AK-47?
Andre Karolinko.
Andre Karolinko. Yeah. What happens when they ban assault weapons? Do they ban those guys too? I'm just asking.
Got to change the name.
He is wearing number 5 with Indianapolis.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, then why is he AR-15?
They just picked up on that name, and they're rolling with it right now.
He was 15 in college.
Why is DirecTV calling me?
How many times a day do they call you?
That was the first time.
I've been getting about 1 to 2 every day.
Actually, I called yesterday to get some, because I'm cranky.
How'd that go?
I think I got a $40 credit for not having Nexstar, which didn't make me very happy. But I wasn't going to tell them no until I leave them. But they have no idea when the dispute's going to end anyway.
No, they don't.
So, all right. So you guys are telling me I should be fired up about this NBA, and there'll be a corporate name on the cup, right? That whatever this in-season tournament is, so it'll probably be called like the T-Mobile Cup or something.
You would think so. That's
Right.
a pretty big marketing opportunity.
Okay. There's an in-season tournament. They'll reveal the schedule today at 1 o'clock. In season, it'll tip off on Friday, November 3rd in NBA team markets. It'll culminate on Thursday, December 7 at T-Mobile Arena and the 9th. So Thursday and Saturday with the semifinals and the finals for this in-season tournament. 2 stages. Group play, knockout round. In group play, all 30 teams will be randomly drawn into groups of 5 within their conference based on win-loss records from last year. So beginning on that 3rd of November, going through the 28th of November, each team will play 4 designated group play games on tournament nights. 1 game against each opponent in its group with 2 games at home, 2 on the road. 8 teams will advance to the knockout rounds. The team with the best standing in group play in each of the 6 groups and 2 wild cards. Knockout rounds will be a single elimination. So will these count towards regular season games too? They all except for the finals, right? All 67 games across the tournament will count towards regular season standings, except the championship. Each team will continue to play 82 regular season games, including those that are part of group play and knockout rounds. 14 group play games, 2 each on tournament night. And all 7 knockout round games will be nationally televised. All right, you guys are fired up about this, huh?
No. This is the problem is, how do you get fans fired up about it?
Yeah.
You said, we're playing an in-season cup. You have a chance to win something. Okay, it's going to take time for that to develop interest, drop in an in-season tournament, because it's got to be something more than just money on the line, because fans don't care about that.
Why would they?
Everyone, incentives. Pro Bowl, let's make them play for something, money, and fans don't care. So if you win this, what do you get as a fan? You just get to say you're the in-season cup champion, but how do you put something more on it?
I don't know.
You guarantee a playoff spot for that team, but what if that team is already a playoff team?
No, you don't.
Yeah, so that's what's going to be hard, is find what connects with the fans, what gets them interested in this.
All right, I'll give them a lot of credit for trying to become more relevant before football season ends. Okay, the NBA season, because of how long it is, it runs through football. And unless you are in a market, and there are 30 of them, so if you're in Portland, you give a damn, right? If you are in Memphis, it matters. If you're in Los Angeles, it matters. If you're certainly in New York, it matters. But with all due respect, until football's done, basketball takes a back seat. It does, unless you're just a straight basketball person instead of football. So they're doing something to try to get some relevancy And for the most part, they're staying off of Sundays. They're playing these things on Thursdays, and then they'll go up against college football on Saturday for the finals. But they're on Thursday nights, tournament nights against Monday Night Football. Lakers versus Nuggets in the West Group B tournament night on a Thursday, or Saints versus Chargers on Thursday Night Football. Who you watch?
You're never going to beat the NFL. So, but that's the problem.
Well, why'd they go on Thursday night instead of Wednesday?
But if you compare yourself to the NFL, you were never winning that battle.
Why are tournament nights Thursdays?
Why are we even talking about anything other than the NFL?
I firmly believe this is why they're doing this, is to try to be relevant during football season. So then why are tournament nights Thursdays instead of on a Wednesday or Tuesday? Yeah. Why are they going up against the NFL on Thursday night? Am I missing something?
I think the NBA believes they can take over Thursday night, so they're testing that.
Maybe I'm wrong. Let me just look at this.
I also think from a fan's perspective that you could come away with this, early season tournament and, hey, maybe there's a team that you guys played tough and you had tough games, and then you're looking forward to those games as you move forward in the season. Okay. So maybe you create some new rivalries, maybe you create some buzz early in the season that, there's a storyline that comes from this.
They took the finals are Saturday, December 9th. Good move on their part. The only football game that day, college football game, is Army-Navy. So that's the Saturday between the conference finals and bowl season. So that's good for them. Try to claim that day. All right.
And it's going to take time to build something up for fans to see value in it, to getting excited about winning a tournament. Because I know there's a lot of comparisons in the jokes to soccer, but fans care about those, like overseas, like the tournaments you're playing in. But it's also because they play everyone. And there's that sense of, a championship side could go on a run. But these are the same teams that play each other all season long. So what's the value of the League Cup?
So those cups overseas, I think you're right. People care about them. For instance, do they care in this country in soccer? So the League Cup that Inter Miami's playing for, right? And all those. I mean, would people care if it wasn't about Messi? Does anybody care?
I would not have it, because that also is something that is brand new that you're trying.
Is that so?
The League Cup.
Have people gotten into it?
But they've gotten into it because it's featured Messi.
Right. And he keeps winning and he keeps scoring, and it's all about him. But do you know anybody else who's played in that? Have you watched any League Cup games? Do you know who else is advanced? You probably do.
Well, it's one that, it's perfect timing for them because of Messi, right. But it's also exactly what we're talking about. They're introducing something new and trying to lay the groundwork. But that is also, it's not just MLS teams, it's Liga MX teams that are in it, so you're getting that crossover. My problem with the NBA Cup is this is the same thing we're seeing all season long. So what is the difference? What's the payout for the fans?
But who else would they play? Would you play D-League teams? Would you have college teams playing this?
Well, and that's the thing is, all right.
I mean, there's nobody
who
can compare.
It's like Tuesday night, the Lakers play the Nuggets, but they actually have a League Cups game Thursday night. So what are they more focused on? Or Commissioner's Cup.
But League Cups are standing. They count they're the same thing, right? They're going to double. They do double work, right? Because you're playing for this League Cup, but it also matters in the standings. They're regular season games, so you lose the League Cup to the Pistons, you also lose a game to whoever's in first place. I will watch it. And if you guys tell me it's important, then it's important. Let's see how much we pay attention to it when we get there, and if we care.
Well, that's where it kind of loses me. Is it's doubling up.
It is.
Everything else.
It totally
why?
Is.
Every other cup or game is just that.
Outside.
It's that.
Well, but you're not going to add more workload to these guys who are already load managing, right? There's no way anybody's going to agree to throw more games at me.
And that's where I'm struggling to say, well, why should I be excited about winning a League Cup of just regular season games?
Okay, so in these cups that are played in soccer, right? So take the U.S. Open Cup. When an MLS team plays, every time United has played an MLS team, we're told, well, yeah, but they didn't even play their full roster, right? They almost take the day off and play everybody else. It's always a backup goaltender, right? Like, do they even give a damn?
When you get to a certain point.
Okay.
Like when
Not when you're playing New Mexico
United showed up in Minnesota and lost 6-1 when they put the starters out there.
Boy, they got pumped. Yeah. All right, we'll see. It's not like you got a whole taxi squad to go to. But will guys load manage for this, or will they care? It's going to be really interesting.
You know, I think buy-in from the players is going to really impact how the viewers take this in.
Well, I think, to his point, the players are going to buy in because they're regular season games, so they matter in the long run. If you would have made it something completely different, to DC's point, would they have given a damn? Right? Is that kind of where you're going?
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, if they go out and they're playing like playoff-style basketball, that's going to be compelling.
This should be anyway, then, if it's a regular season game.
I got to be honest, though, that first month of the NBA season, it's like preseason. I mean, they're trying things out. They're not going 100% from my perspective. Maybe some are, but you give them a reason to start playing hard in the beginning. And, I mean...
But again, what's the reason? Because we're playing for a cup? Like, okay.
I mean, to advance the league, I suppose, and hopefully get people paid in the future and create opportunities. Because if this does become a big thing, maybe it does. Yeah, it's $1 million this year. Maybe it's 10 next year. You know, maybe the numbers go up. Maybe there's some sponsorships out there that can really impact the league.
The fans don't care about that.
I mean, if they benefit from it, they would.
How are the fans going to benefit?
Well, if they have a better product to watch, if they have more, I guess if they can find a way to make the experience interactive, or maybe they have more.
You know what they should do?
What's that?
Elam ending these tournament games.
That would be something, actually. That would be a really interesting way to kind of pivot and make it a different style of basketball.
Just something to differentiate it. It's still, I mean, even if you're going to call it, you know, the games matter and put them in the standings. And I guess you're playing a different game 8 times or whatever. But it would differentiate those games from a regular season game. And while I'm not totally sold on the Elam ending yet as the way to go, and I know you are and a lot of others are, when I watch the TV,
that would be a perfect way to implement to get that taste
introduce it and see if you like it.
Real quick, one more time. How does that ending work?
So the first stoppage after 4 minutes, after the clock ticks under 4, you add 8 points to the leading team's leading score. So if somebody's leading 100 to 98, the target score is 108. The first to 108 wins. And they change. You can't. You know, there's only one free throw in the ball on a foul and stuff like that. There's some, but basically, and you can make the target ending 12 points if you want. You can go plus 12.
So that they turn off the clock.
Yeah.
First team in the target score wins, and so they try to eliminate intentional fouling, because if you intentionally foul, it's one free throw and the team keeps the ball.
That would be awesome. That would make that tournament
something that
really
would make
watchable.
it different. And
Stand out, and that's what I'm looking for as a fan. You can tell me you're playing for a cup. Like, okay, it's going to take time for that cup to matter, and you just because it hasn't happened, we understand you got to allow things to develop. But if you're just saying, it's just another regular season game.
And I will tell you this: at the NBA level, at the pro level, I would want the Elam ending to be more than 8 points. I would want it to be about 12 or even 15 points, right? I think 8 points that they get in a flash. They're that good. But I think watching the TBT, and I watched a bunch of it this summer. I how exciting that is at the end of it, and not just because dude wearing Pumas gets $1,000 if he hits the shot, but I don't know, just something to make it a little different and stand out might get me there. And I'm kind of who you want. I like the NBA, but I'm not a fanatic. I will not watch the NBA over college football. I won't watch it over the NFL. But if you give me something compelling, I'm interested, and maybe that would make it a little bit different. I don't know. What do you think? 505-246-0610. When we come back, an injured running back is back at practice, and it's not Jonathan Taylor. Who is it this morning? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, Sports Animal.
The Jim.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Who's the new guy?
We fight the battles no one hears about.
Got a backfield today that you didn't have yesterday if you're the New York Jets. Dalvin Cook signed yesterday, or at least came to terms yesterday. He'll be in camp next week, 1 year, up to $8.6 million to be the running back with the Jets. And the next day, Breece Hall returned to practice. He was placed on the team's PUP list back in July. What month is this? August? It's about a month ago. Working his way back from a torn ACL that it was week 7. He was really good up until that. They're saying he looks good, successful rehab. Best running back tandem in the National Football League. I believe to be all of a sudden the New York Jets. Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall. You got a better one? There's some good ones.
Falcons.
You think Algier and Bijan Robinson are better than that?
Yes, I do. I
don't.
think the youth from both guys. I mean, obviously Breece Hall's a young guy too, but I think Bijan Robinson is going to be the real deal, and I think Algier could be a number one at most other places. So
He was a number one last year. I think Algier's good. I don't think he's better than either Cook or Breece Hall. But it's a good one. I mean, I'll entertain it. I'm going to disagree with you, but I respect your opinion on that. I'm not going to say you're insane. You got one? It's better?
Better running back tandem.
So 1-2 punch, dude.
There's a lot of committees.
Yeah.
Places you're looking at and go, wow, that backfield. Oh, Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell.
Okay.
Pollard and Deuce Vaughn with the Cowboys.
Nope.
That's a joke.
Not yet?
Nope.
Not quite yet.
Nope.
Deuce Vaughn looks like the Yaffle kid got to go to practice for a day. But he lit up the twos over the weekend.
I'm not sure that I got a bunch for you. I think, like Robinson and Gibson are good in Washington, but they're not that.
Aaron Jones, A.J. Dillon.
It's good. It's actually very good. Khalil Herbert, Dante Foreman's nice, but it's not that.
It's going to be Dante Foreman's year.
So you keep telling
Finally, it's your guy.
So you keep telling me.
17 games, Deontay Foreman.
So you keep telling me.
Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I don't have another one for you, but I think it's that good. It's the best. I mean, so you think Atlanta's better than that, huh? Do you think Atlanta's better? Bijan Robinson, and Algier.
Best of that.
Everybody. Okay. And then the next two would be the Jets guys and then Algier, right? So you got 1 and 4 versus 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Boy, everybody loves Bijan Robinson.
Hype train.
Super hype train. Like, he better be really good, and I don't think that offense is going to be that great. I mean, Desmond Ritter's got to be something for him to be something. If all they can do is run the ball and there's no threat to throw it, and they got Drake London. Like, if Desmond Ritter's good.
Algier got 1,000 yards last year.
No, he did. I agree with you. I think he's nice. Let me just tell you this. If you're looking for a sleeper, okay, and if you think Desmond Ritter's going to be worth something, then the Atlanta Falcons can win that division. Because I think their defense is decent. They've got Drake London on the outside, who I think is really good. They got a really good tight end in Kyle Pitts. You're telling me they got maybe the best running back tandem in the NFL.
And let's not forget Cordell Patterson, too. He's in that backfield.
Right. But I only went 2 deep, not 3. But yes, Cordell Patterson, who's turned himself into, where the hell did he come from? And why is a running back wearing 84? But
I'm getting a call from DirecTV right now, too.
Are you?
I am, as we speak.
What do they want?
Should I pick it up?
I want you back.
Yeah, put him on the air. I mean, if Desmond Ritter's worth a crap, they can be really good. Or if Taylor Heineke's worth anything. They're
the next team that's a quarterback away.
Well, but if you're looking for a shadow team, like one that nobody's talking about, like some people, you get whispers on Minnesota or on Green Bay. Like you ask me, what bandwagons might I jump on? Everybody's on Detroit and Jacksonville, right? I like Seattle a lot. I think Minnesota's going to be nice. I think Green Bay's going to be okay. If you're looking for someone that no one's talking about that might make a move, Atlanta is so interesting because they've got almost everything but a quarterback, and maybe they do have a quarterback.
Yeah. I know I've talked so much about rookies over the last weekend in the preseason, but Desmond Ridder and Sam Howell have my attention. And Sam Howell is a second-round pick.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like, we're just trying to get by with this 5th, 6th rounder, see what happens. They invested in him last year in Washington and giving him that offense. And then Desmond Ridder is set. You have wide receiver 1, tight end 1, running back room, a style of play that's going to take some pressure off the quarterback.
It feels that way, right? I mean, it feels like they've armed him. Look, Sam Howell, to your point, actually was a 5th-round pick.
5th-round pick?
5th-round pick.
That's a typo on my end.
Yeah, no, 5th-round pick out of North Carolina. But now you paired him with Eric Bieniemy. Now, this is really interesting to me. Everybody yelled and screamed, why isn't Eric Bieniemy a head coach? Well, it's because he doesn't get the credit because he's under Andy Reid. All right, he's in charge of this offense. Now, people have been complaining he's too hard on us. He's coaching us too hard. Do you believe Eric Bieniemy and Sam Howell can make something happen? Look, Eric Bieniemy went there. He consciously went there, left Patrick Mahomes to go into this situation. There's got to be something there, doesn't there?
For Eric Bieniemy, it's also what opportunity was there.
Well, he could have stayed where he was and been comfortable and continued to maybe.
I think that's the thing is sometimes you got to get uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And for him to get uncomfortable was going to an unknown.
But here's the deal. If they win, if that offense is worth a crap this year, if Washington is good offensively, Eric Bieniemy is a head coach next year, right?
Yeah, if they're good with Sam Howell, then there's nothing left to say that.
Then he's a head coach next year.
Oh, yeah, he learned from under Andy Reid. Make something out of Sam Howell. It's the way the league is going in a lot of these decisions.
That's where it goes. All right, 505-246-0610. That is the Sports Animal Hotline. The Sports Animals, your home for the National Football League. We are going to have your Thursday night games. We'll have Sunday night, Monday night. When you think National Football League and you're hearing games, you're listening to 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. When we come back, should Jimmy Garoppolo be worried? Is he in danger, or is he entrenched as the Raiders QB? As my friend as my friend Lee Corso says, not so fast, my friend. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal.
The Jim Rome Show.
In the end, it really is pretty underwhelming.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes.
And who is Aiden O'Connell? Aiden O'Connell's a fourth-round pick out of Purdue. He played most of the game for the Raiders. 15 for 18, 141 yards and a touchdown, no interceptions. Jimmy Garoppolo is 40 wins and 17 losses. However, as you tell me, JJ, in San Francisco, he was healthy and on the field for just 57 of 98 games in 6 seasons. I will tell you, I'm not worried if I'm Jimmy Garoppolo. Are you worried if you're Jimmy Garoppolo? Are you playing?
For someone that's had so much success in the NFL,
Yeah, so little respect.
there's so little respect, and I don't know if you ever be confident if you're Jimmy G, because things just keep happening. You just keep missing games. You keep getting hurt. And Josh McDaniels,
But that's
the guy that feels like he has his back. But someone with that type of record, I don't think has ever been so uncomfortable in NFL history.
It's interesting. I think he's fine because Aiden O'Connell's the backup. 505-246-0610. David, good morning to you. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, David.
Hey, good morning, guys.
What's happening?
I was just calling about that. You guys brought up the Elam ending thing.
Yeah.
What idea as far as the cap score would be maybe 21 because we all played 21 growing up.
I don't hate that. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Thanks guys for everything.
All right. Thanks, man. Later. Yeah. Find me a number that hits. I mean, I just think 8's too little in the NBA, the way they score.
And you're looking for something to differentiate it a little bit.
Yep.
What is going to get the fans interested? Okay, you're playing for a cup. It's going to take some time. In-season championship. How's that going to resonate with the fan bases? Winning always gets people going. So you start winning, you start advancing. Fans are going to be interested. But a little twist. And that is a little twist. Elam ending is fun. It's different. It works very well for basketball.
Yeah. For those of you who are just joining us, we're talking about the NBA is going to put out their format and their schedule for their in-season tournament, which will run November through early December, and it's a cup, and there's something on the line and whatever. And so, what will make it different? Because the games themselves will do double duty. They will count into the tournament, so there'll be pool play, and then there'll be knockout round. So the games will all count in the schedule. However, what makes them different? Why should you get excited? It's just another NBA game that's going to count in the schedule. And so I suggested, what about the Elam ending? Would that make you watch more? Would it certainly make you watch the fourth quarter, right?
When you threw that out there, I started thinking about it and have been since then. I would be super excited if this happened. I would definitely watch the fourth quarter of most games and probably more.
And you'd watch it so the Elam ending is the way we know it, and they could certainly take a modified Elam ending. But the first stoppage, the first whistle, after the clock ticks under 4 minutes in the fourth quarter, they set a target score. Now, the way it's done, Elam, the guy who created this, added 8 to the leading team score. So if this score is 198, the first team to 108 wins the game. Well, I think in the NBA, you'd have to go a little bit higher than 8 points. I just think they score at will. They score so easily, so quickly.
So many threes.
Right. So if you made it 12, or as Davis suggested, 20, well, whatever. I don't care. Make it 15 to 18, whatever. Right? And you can go back and say how many points are typically scored in the last 4 minutes by the winning team from what they had, and set an average number, and it's 16, whatever. But I think it would make it different, and you would watch a little bit, and you would also decide, do I like the Elam ending? Because, JJ, there's been, I don't know a lot, but there's talk in some circles that people want that to be kind of the regular way basketball games are decided.
I wouldn't want it to be the regular way.
I don't either.
I love it for this. The NBA's dabbled in it. They've used it in the All-Star game.
Yeah, here's your answer. I mean, if you're thinking of playing with it,
you'll see how it works in the regular season, I'm all for that because games in the regular season end differently than they do in the postseason.
Yeah. So you guys are down with that, huh? Will you get Adam Silver on the phone?
Yeah, I will. I'll give him a call.
Or Mark Cuban, or get me somebody who can make a decision and tell him I got it figured out for him.
You want Cuban or Silver?
Cuban feels like he'd be way more fun on the radio, doesn't he?
It would be better.
I mean, who would be better on the radio? You want Cuban or Silver?
It's Cuban.
It's easy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate that. I told you that Anthony Richardson will be the starting quarterback in Indianapolis. He has beaten out Gardner Minshew. They made that decision this morning. Mike sent me an email at jeff@sportsanimalabq.com. Wasn't Minshew the one that didn't take a dump all summer, Jeff Alou, because he wasn't a number 2? Yeah, that's what he claimed. I'm not taking a dump all summer because I'm not a number 2. I guess he can go take a dump now?
So he's not hitting that 3 to 21 mark, I guess. He's got to get back normal.
I mean, 3 to 21 over the summer.
It's got to be a tough go.
How do you not take a dump? Just asking. Dan says, I agree with Derek Charles. That's you. Jeffrey and Juan Jose. Is the Pumpkins' biggest loss of the season Brandon McMissett? Their kicker?
It very well may be. That's a very important position for all teams, but especially in Denver when you get that extra couple yards with the altitude.
Well, you got the Cowboys guy who kind of was missing a bunch of kicks, right?
Oh, he was missing kicks last year. He's missing kicks so far this year. He has had a tough start in Denver.
Who was the Lobo kicker last year? Didn't they have a good kicker? Was it last year? I don't even remember. No, they went through Steinkamp, and they went back and forth last year. Where's John Sullivan when you need him? All-America, University of New Mexico. Harold wants to talk global volleyball. Really, Harold? Jeff, when head coach Tom Paul Glazer stops the watch during this weekend's friendly with Highland on the pitch, what's he hoping to see? A minimum of clean sheet going deep into his bench? Yeah, I'm imagining he wants to win three games to none. You got soccer on Thursday, right? So you were out yesterday. Global Women's Soccer had a scrimmage yesterday, and they opened up the season against, is it Texas Tech?
Texas Tech Thursday night.
That's kind of a big deal. How'd they look last night?
Last night they looked good. They're playing CSU Pueblo.
Okay.
So they're being control. Young players got a lot of good minutes.
Now, JJ will have the call on the Mountain West Network for all the home Global Women's Soccer matches, right?
Yes, indeed.
All right, that's
back
good.
at it.
No, that's good. That's actually that's really fun. Picked to be third in the Mountain West Conference behind Wyoming and San Diego State. Is that correct?
San Jose State.
San Jose State. That's right. San Jose State won it last year. I do know the difference, by the way.
Well, San Jose State was actually a tie with the Lobos and San Jose State essentially at 3. So it's Wyoming, San Diego State, New Mexico, San Jose State, and they've separated themselves from the pack last couple seasons.
Okay. All right, 505-246-0610. Don't forget, your home for the National Football League is the Sports Animal. We're going to be here for you on Monday nights. We'll be here for you on Thursday nights. We're going to have the games for you on the Sports Animal throughout the NFL season. And if you're here in the NFL, you're listening to the Sports Animal. Thank you for remembering that you listen to the Sports Animal. Thank you for taking the time, not just this morning, but every morning, to spend some time with us. Know you got a lot to do. There's a lot of options for you out there. And we feel it this time of year. We feel the pickup. We feel more and more of you. I'm seeing a lot more correspondence, but you're always welcome. But always, always, always appreciate the time that you choose to spend with us. It was fun for us. Kind of validates, last Friday night, DC and JJ and I were at the New Mexico Broadcasters Association Awards Banquet. Got to pick up the hardware for the 7th time in 8 years for the best radio show in the market, and it's because of what you guys do. For you spending some time with us, the contributions that you make to us, but the fact that you care enough to spend time with us every morning and every day here on the Sports Animal, and we're incredibly appreciative of that. When we come back, wrap up what you need to know. As you hit the water cooler, as you hit lunch, as you hit the gym, what people are going to be talking about. There's a lot of news this morning. What you need to know as you hit your day. On 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
This is Boomer Esiason.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Sometimes it's the small things that make life easier, like never worrying about being declined at an ATM when only cash will do. With You're Covered from US Eagle, we'll cover you, even if the money's not there. That's a good feeling. And we do it with no extra fees or penalties. It's called trust, and we think that's important, especially if we're asking you to trust us. At US Eagle, that's just part of what it means when we say people mean more.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
We fight the battles no one hears about.
We drop into the middle of firefights to rescue others.
And act as one-man air traffic control towers.
We're the ones who go before all others.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
As a mom, I try to make the best choices for my family and our health. That's why I choose Western Sky Community Care. It's a Medicaid plan with quality health coverage and special benefits like Boys and Girls Club membership credit, additional dental benefits, and wellness and support programs. I decide which Medicaid plan is right for us. I choose Western Sky Community Care.
Learn more about Western Sky Community Care by visiting discoverwesternsky.com today.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics.
Cook, I think you might have already known, has agreed to terms with the Jets, but did you know that last year's stud rookie, Breece Hall, returned to practice this morning with the Jets? I firmly believe now that is the best running back tandem in the National Football League. Dalvin Cook, Breece Hall is back with the Jets. Ezekiel Elliott, Patriots. $1 million bonus, $1 million salary, up to $6 million. I'm sorry, $3 million base, up to $6 million potential for Ezekiel Elliott. Zach Martin is re-signed or redid his deal with the Dallas Cowboys. $36 million guaranteed for the next 2 years for the offensive guard for the Cowboys. And at 1 o'clock today, you will get a schedule and a format for the NBA Cup. What are we calling it? Give me a name for it. Hoop Cup? December Cup? Christmas Cup? Coffee Cup? Do I care about a cup?
Folgers in your cup.
Yeah, it'll be like the T-Mobile Cup, don't you think? Because they're playing T-Mobile Arena. Do you think they'll put a corporate name on it today?
It's coming.
The Cumulus Cup?
Would like to see. I don't know how you do it. What time frame?
Yep.
I know how you do it, but it'd be more. I'd love to see them play a cup for the number 1 overall pick.
So
let's go. You want the number 1 overall pick? Boom.
Yeah, it doesn't. I would not want to see that because the best team's going to get it, right? I mean, the team who needs it doesn't have a chance to get the number 1 overall pick, and the way it's structured is to help the teams at the bottom. So Orlando stinks; they get run out of the tournament early. They don't have a chance to get the number 1 overall pick. The Lakers or the Nuggets or the
it would be the teams that are eliminated from the playoffs.
Oh, okay. You didn't say that. You didn't say that. So you're taking all the teams that are eliminated from the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate that. Okay, I don't hate that. Because then it eliminates the tanking. Yeah, because the 5 teams in each conference, the 5 teams out of the 15 in each conference, that
all of a sudden you're like, wait, we kind of have to play for something now.
Yeah, no, I don't hate that. Well, but here's your problem there.
Is the team tanks their way out of the play-in to get the number 1 overall pick?
Well, even more so, guys who are on expiring deals, guys who know they're not going to be there next year, do they give a damn? There's got to be an incentive for the players, not just the franchise. So your deal's up. You know you're not going to be with Detroit next year, but you're going to go out and you want to win this cup so they can get the number 1 pick, and they're going to cut you. What's my incentive to go out and play?
Well, it's not any different than you not winning at the end of the regular season anyway.
Yeah, but then I don't give a damn. Now you're telling me I gotta care about this tournament so my bosses can make.
Well, then why do
money.
we care? And then we start asking the answer why.
Yeah.
At some point in time, you're getting paid.
Yeah,
you're under contract.
You're a pro. That's fair. But are you paying me to play an extra tournament after the season? You're not paying me for that. I'm done. Am I getting more money for this?
What's going to be interesting? What's going to be intriguing?
No, I like the concept. I'm playing devil's advocate for it. I just don't.
I know it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm on that crappy team and I just went through a horrible season and I'm 20
you could put the number 1 pick
62.
and bonuses on.
Well, there's got to be money.
Yeah,
because I'm 20 and 62, and I know you're cutting me next year. Why am I going out and laying on the line so you could get the 1st round pick and get Victor Wembanyama? And I'm going to be playing in Brazil.
Maybe you go out there and score 50 points in that game and you get a contract next year.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah. Yeah. I like that. Or maybe you don't and you're out and
you'd be out anyway.
Yeah,
you're
you'd
a bad
be out
team.
anyway. But did I get paid? Because everything's about me. I don't hate it. I just don't think I see it happening. All right, tell me about this Women's World Cup. Spain beats Sweden to reach the first Women's World Cup final. I guess it was a crazy little finish last night. Did you watch any of it?
I was asleep.
All right, me too, because it was in the middle of the night.
This one is out of sight, out of mind.
The Women's World Cup, especially with the United States out.
Yeah.
Now, nobody, I mean, not that anybody cared, I don't think, to begin with, and now nobody cares, huh?
There's no storyline right now for the United States.
All right, how much different would this be if this was the Men's World Cup and it was in New Zealand and it happened in the middle of the night in the United States without? Would we be paying a lot more attention?
There'd be more coverage of it.
A little bit more? A lot more?
There'd be a lot more coverage.
A lot more. But because this is women's sports, nobody cares?
There's an element of that, yes.
Yeah. I already hear you, and your thumbs are moving. Well, then why are they getting equal pay, right? If nobody cares and they're not bringing it in. And that's been an interesting piece of it. It feels like
because sometimes it's okay to do a good thing.
Okay.
And that's a good thing for the United States Soccer Federation to do because that team had been winning the World Cup. And just because they lost, should we have kicked out the men from everything when they didn't even qualify for the World Cup?
They didn't qualify.
And now everyone wants to try to say, well, see, they shouldn't get paid the same. It's a soccer federation. Sometimes, you know what, do the right thing instead of just being hyper-focused on what brings in more money. Everyone is fine because most of these players, too, are still getting their professional contracts. And the men are getting paid a lot more than the women anyway in their professional contracts.
A lot more. I guess Olga Carmona of Spain, 90th minute strike from the edge of the area that hit the crossbar, went into the net. 2 minutes after the match was leveled by Sweden, and they win 2-1. So I guess it was pretty exciting last night, or in the middle of the night, or yesterday, or this morning, or whatever it was.
Well, it was on Fox, so
so I couldn't watch it anyway. So even if I woke up in the middle of the night, I wouldn't have been able to watch it.
That is exactly correct.
You know how much that would have pissed me off?
I do, because I actually tried to wake up and watch a game. This was a week ago or so when USA was still in it. But yeah, I was 4:30 in the morning ready to watch.
You got up and turned on your DirecTV and
I got a nice little message how they're trying to work things out with Nexstar.
Scram. Oh, that's what it shaved me.
It's unreal.
It is unreal.
I mean, and think about this: like, they're losing the World Cup. They're going to lose NFL games.
NFL, college football.
College football.
They got
You guys
the
said
SEC.
so. Mountain West is Fox and CBS, right? So no one around here with DirecTV is going to see.
Well, they get CBS Sportsnet as the majority of it, but yes, I think the USC San Jose State game on that Sunday that you just told me about, of the wine festival, Labor Day weekend, San Jose State
CBS game.
I think it's a CBS game. I think it might not be, but I know there's some games that are on CBS. Maybe it's the San Diego State game the first weekend. But yeah, to your point, yes, yeah.
They got to get that worked out.
Now that it's football, and look, I'm not lying to you, dude. There had to be people. What if that was the men's World Cup, and Fox had it? Then people would give a damn. I'm missing. I'm not the only one who cares about watching the golf playoffs, the FedEx playoffs.
You know,
when I couldn't watch Sunday, I was pissed.
If I couldn't have watched the final of the men's World Cup without USA,
Can you
I would have
imagine?
been furious. Because that was such a good game. And if I heard it from everyone else how great it was and I didn't get to see it, that would not
Who
be
are you pissed
acceptable.
at? Are you pissed at Nexstar? Are you pissed at DirecTV? I don't even care. Just figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. I'm mad at both of them. They need to figure it out.
And stop with it. Well, get your rabbit ears and you can watch rabbit ears and flip over your source. No, stop. That's why I pay for the service. Figure it out. Yeah, the guy yesterday was trying to explain to me. Said, stop it, sir. Like, I work in the industry. I kind of understand it. Please. I appreciate you reading your card, and obviously you've been getting the question a lot. Figure it the bleep out. Please, sir, and thank you. $40 credit. Whatever.
They took you out to Applebee's. Very nice.
Yeah. I didn't go to Applebee's, dude. When was the last time you ate at Applebee's?
I never.
Never experienced 2 for $20.
Do you Applebee's? What's good there?
I haven't in a little while, but I'm not above an Applebee's.
I'm not above it. I mean, there's always something better. Like, I got a $25 Applebee's card somewhere, and I think it's sat in the garage for 5 years.
So that 25 is now worth one meal, I'm assuming?
It might be worth
2 or
an
3?
appetizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there just seems like there's better. Is Applebee's a sponsor?
Applebee's, I'm all about. If you got to look at the 2 for $20, hit me up. Work something out. Contact the sales team.
Oh, Jason Martinez. Yeah, all right. Kareem Hunt today, tomorrow? I mean, everybody else is signing. Like, when we sit here tomorrow morning, Kareem Hunt? You asked yesterday what running back, or will any running back sign this week? I said the answer is yes, so that was correct. And I thought it would be Kareem Hunt. That was incorrect. Kareem Hunt next?
I think Fournette, because he's going to be cheaper.
Ooh, old Lenny Fourney. All right. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowherd comes after that. 2 men on at 4. Isotopes try to break an 8-game losing streak. They play the Chihuahuas tonight here on the Sports Animal. We're back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. with award-winning radio. Thanks for being with us. Adrian looks great. Great work on the TV side. DC, fantastic work. Big day for you.
Huge day.
Enjoy it, please. Be good to each other. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit hanswhitlerauto.com.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi everyone, my name is Master Sergeant Jacob Groves. I am a Air Force Special Warfare Pararescueman. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Network and New Mexico Youth Sports. Air Force Special Warfare operators are critical thinkers. They maintain a high level of fitness, they take initiative, and they don't quit. For more information on Air Force Special Warfare, contact me at the number listed below.
U.S. Air Force Special Warfare are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.